We have some big news around the NHL. We have a couple of big signings to take a look at, plus all kinds of players on waivers. Signings include Anthony Stolarz in Toronto, Cam Fowler with the St. Louis Blues, and over 20 players on today's waiver wire. All that and more coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have lots of things to discuss here today. Some pretty important big breaking news in the last hour or so here. The Toronto Maple Leafs have come to terms on a contract extension with goaltender Anthony Stolarz. Of course, he's completing right now the second year of a 2-year deal. He signed with them as a free agent. Of course, coming over from the Florida Panthers prior to last season at $2.5 million. Stolarz, for the most part, has been a good goalie really for a long time, but he has, up until the last couple of years, kind of struggled with health and has dealt with a lot of injuries. Otherwise, I think he would have had a much better chance at becoming a more prominent goaltender earlier in his career. He's had the size, the tools, and everything's been there for a long time, but a lot of knee injuries, especially early in his career, kind of delayed him getting to where he is. And then he was, for the most part, a backup goaltender leading into getting a shot with Toronto last year to have more of a tandem situation. And he played very well. Did get hurt last year, but at the same time, when he was in the net, he was really, really solid. So he gets a 4-year extension at $3.75 million. There was a lot of rumors it was going to be between $4 to $4.5 million. So this is even better than that from a cap perspective. I think the Leafs are in good shape. If you look at Joseph Woll's cap hit, and I know we don't know the long-term future right now of Wall, I don't have any reason to suggest he's never coming back. We don't know that. I've heard some people say it online, but I'm like, yes, he's taking an indefinite leave from the team right now, but I think it's really premature to say just how long he's going to be. There's no point in speculating because we have no idea the full details of what's going on. But Stolarz with Wall, if they are the tandem for this team for the next 2, 3, 4 years, the Leafs are in good shape. These are good numbers, a rising cap. Good cap hits for both guys. 3.75 is great. For Stolarz, I guess, and Wall both, the only knock on both of them is the ability to stay healthy. So I hope for his sake that a lot of the injury situations are behind him and he can be that prominent, healthy starting goaltender that the Leafs have needed for an extended time, and hopefully Wall can be part of that and they can share the duties as well. As I mentioned, St. Louis extended Cam Fowler. That news came late last night after I'd already put out last night's video. Fowler gets a 3-year extension at $6.1 million. Now, he came over from the Ducks last year. It was near the end of his contract and really refound his game. He was like a completely revitalized person going from Anaheim to St. Louis. Certainly was getting a lot of opportunities, whether it be just the breakout passes were good and a little bit of power play. Like, he was offensively the best you'd really ever seen him. Like, it was crazy how he just seemed so completely rejuvenated. So obviously the Blues have been quite fond of that pickup and would like to have him stick around. So he gets extended by 3 years. Now, as I mentioned, there's a lot of players again on waivers today, over 20 players again. So let's go through these. I know yesterday I left a couple of guys off and updated in the comment. But yeah, there's pretty much even a few more than yesterday. We've got Anaheim Ducks have Jan Mysak on waivers. The Chicago Blackhawks have Dominic Toninato. The Buffalo Sabres have Jake Leschyshyn and defenseman Zach Jones. The Columbus Blue Jackets have Hudson Fasching, Brendan Gaunce, and Mikhail Pythia. The Avalanche have defenseman Ronnie Attard. The Dallas Stars have defenseman Kyle Capobianco, forward Cole Lynn, and Antonio Stranges. The Montreal Canadiens have Alex Belzil, Nathan Clearman, Lucas Condotta, and Mark Del Gaizo. The Devils have Ryan Schmelzer. The St. Louis Blues have defenseman Corey Schooneman and Matt Luff. The Tampa Bay Lightning also have Simon Lundmark, Ryan Fanti, Scott Sabourin, and defenseman Steven Santini. Yesterday, I just want to make a quick correction as well. Last night's video, I was talking about the future of Joshua Wall with Montreal and how some analysts think that he is not going to have a future, and at least not at the NHL level, to play with the Habs, and that we could see him maybe moved from the organization. I mentioned even being a waiver claim being an option, forgetting that he still had one more year of waivers exemption. So obviously Joshua Wall was demoted by the Habs in last night's cuts after their game against that they played yesterday. He was cut from the team and he has been sent to Laval. But for right now, if he wants an NHL opportunity, I suspect that they're probably going to look to move him. They have got a lot of prospects that have kind of passed him by. But yeah, I thought he was, I was thinking at the time of that video that he would need waivers to go to Laval, thinking, okay, he's been around a while, pretty sure his exemption's worn out, but he actually hasn't. He still has one last year of it. So he will not need us. Wanted to correct that from last night's video, because I know I've seen a few comments on it, and I was like, yep, I did make a little boo-boo on that, so I just wanted to mention it here. Today, we'll see what the future holds for Joshua Waugh, but if he does leave Montreal, it'll have to be by trade. So we'll see what happens on that front. Let me know your thoughts on these signings, as well as all the players on waivers. Do you think any of these guys could get picked up or be helpful to other teams? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the news, rumors, and analysis of all 32 NHL teams. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.